Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. I'm in the round pen with Stanley and Haw's outside. And Stanley's acting a little strange tonight. I think it's because the weather changed. It's cooler. He's just kind of being let's say his donkey side is coming out. So, anyhow, it was a little bit of a struggle to feed them, but it all worked out in the wash. And then I came in here and thought I'm going to put a little bit of hay there and a bucket there and just kind of get Stanley okay with coming in. And I'm not going to gallop up and close the door. And that's how we're going to begin the round pen sessions. Oh, look at Haw scratching. So Haw's out there because he's smart. There's he, and here's my area. And we're doing round pen work right now, see? Consists of looking. I'm going to have to move that red thing because it looks like he and Haw are chewing it up. So we'll have to just bring it out only when it's, you know, time to do an obstacle course or something. Look how pretty the pond looks, though, ladies and gentlemen. There's like a ripple. But the prettiest thing is that right there. He's a pretty donkey. He's a smart donkey. I mean, super smart. I can't begin to tell you how smart he is, so I won't. Then we have Stanley, and his hair's growing. The flies aren't quite as horrendous tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But see how his mane's growing up a little? He doesn't look quite as much like a giraffe as he used to. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Oh, he's got a bug on him. You know that he allows Joel to, like, just smack the hell out of him to get flies off him. I mean, Joel eased into it. He just didn't walk in with a big fly swatter and go to town. But anyhow, here we are. I just thought I'd come at you from down here. I think it looked like the fence was tightened over here. Dino was in town. I can't tell, but it looks a lot better. I don't know, maybe it's my imagination, but I think he did. And then, of course, there's that front part that I worked on yesterday and the day before this morning. I can't remember. All the days blend together, really. Here on lounging. Oh, yeah, we shored this up, so to speak. So see how nicely they're joined together. And the reason why, I'll show you how. I'll go clear down here. The reason why we were impressed with the chain method rather than, there was like a pin mechanism. Okay, I'm at the other end. Is because evidently with the pinning, let me find an area here with a decent view. With the pinning technique, or whatever it's called, mechanism, there would be like gaps in between here. And like if a horse reared up, or a mule, or a donkey, they could get stuck. And these just make it so it's closer. I've had a lot of compliments on this round pen from horse people that have driven by, so they love it. It's a I can tell you the company. Hang on, wait, let me move them. Okay, the mule's the only one in there now. It's Pryford, and if you remember, I went looking. Stanley's gonna realize he's the only one in there. Anyhow, I went looking. Here he comes. It's all right, you can come out. I went looking for distributors of this because they make several different kinds. Like there's a economy and then a middle of the road. I think this is middle of the road. I don't know what it's called. And then a super deluxe one. And it's a solid company. And so that's how this all began as I looked for the suppliers of such. So yeah, we're going to slowly be doing the round pen work coming up. And I got a come-along hitch. It can be, it sounds funny, I mean, especially because it sounds like it's something you hitch up to someone. It's basically a waxed rope. It's like a, with a loop on it. I can't explain it. Maybe I'll find a video and put it under here. It's for donkeys and mules, any size. And, I mean, you have to really start from the ground level. And what it does is goes around their neck. Now I'm not even showing animals. I'm just going to go sit in the round pen. I'm tired, darn it. I'll lock myself in here and eat some hay. No, Goes around their neck, and then from there you bring it up around their nose. And okay, I'm the only animal in the round pen now. You bring it up around their nose, and then on the second time around, here comes he. You take the first rope and you kind of put it over them, and it makes like a halter, basically. But donkeys and mules train from their noses. They always want to protect their noses, so that's why, if you ever notice, if you go to pet one and you go to their face or their nose, they're likely to not like that too much. Now, these guys trust me pretty much now, and I can, but they want to protect their noses. It's very, well, we're all back in here now. It's a very sensitive area of the, okay, alrighty then. You better been kicking at a fly. It's a very sensitive area of the, oh dear, of the body. And so that's why these come-along hitches are really a tremendous training tool for the donkey and the mule. Hey, I made a rhyme. I didn't really even mean to. So, well, here we are again together. I'm going to lunge myself in a minute. I'll have Stanley hook me up and lunge me. So, that's all, ladies and gentlemen. I just thought I'd drop in. I haven't done an Ears Acres video in a while, and I know you can't live if living is without them. Here we are. Look at those donkeys, how lovely they look. Again, for those who don't know, those are donkeys. That's a mule. And most normal people have horses. So, different. I mean, they're all up. We have a urinating situation. They're all in the equine family. Vegetarian grazing animals. Other than the horse kind of looking like these guys a little bit. And you basically, they wear a halter the same, kind of. And they have 4 legs and ears and stuff, and hooves. There's not a lot in common when it comes to the training. And their behavior and their bone structure. His bone structure, as a refresher course, he has his daddy's bone structure. That's why you have to have a special saddle for a mule. And believe me, I tried to get out of it. I looked, I asked experts, I did this and that, because I don't want to buy a saddle, but if Stanley would let me approach, he might be worried about the phone. You all right, Stanley? See how he has that backbone? You don't want to touch that backbone with any kind of, like, weight. So what they have are mule bars. Let me show him, Stanley. It kind of elevates over the backbone area. I'm not a total expert. I'm just telling you what I've learned. And then in here is the scapula. On the donkey and the mule, the motion goes up and down like a piston. On a horse, it goes back and forth. So that's why, like, they're mule and donkey. Mule and donkey can share a saddle. No problem there. But it sits a little bit differently, and they use a back cinch quite a bit, and it's not anywhere, like, close to that region. These are just things I've learned. When I met he and Haw, I started to research, and really was surprised at what I found, because I thought, hey, equines, one equine, them all. Well, wrong. Look at that mule. God love him. Okay, I'm starting to get mosquitoes, but no worries. I have my thermocell. I'm going to fire it up. I'm going to sign off, ladies and gentlemen. This is like my 3rd video of the day. Maybe I'll post it tomorrow. Okay. Over and out here on Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. Please drop your political identities. Let's focus on issues or that bucket. Leave labels at the door. Research before you judge. Remember, war is a racket. Don't take my word for it. Just ask Sir Stanley Mulington or General Smedley Butler and see what he had to say. Hi, sweetheart. God love him. Hi, Stanley. Look at that mule. Poor fella.